Hello and welcome to Frankenstein's podcast, where it is all about the monster. We are a creature feature podcast about monsters and why we love them. I'm one of your hosts, Joe Praska, and
I'm your other host, Khalid Hussein.
Hey, Khalid.
What up, what up, what up?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm groovy, man. How are you?
Good. Feeling good. I'm feeling good to be back. As listeners who are reading the titles of the episode will know, we're talking about movies. I'm happy to be back in the movie realm.
Yeah, we're doing the movie thing. What was the last thing we did? We did X-Files.
We did X-Files, which was fun, but nobody listened to listeners. We got not many listens on that one.
Yeah, what are the X-Files fans called again?
X-Files, they're called.
That's easy to remember.
Yeah,
where are you X-Files at with a PH?
Yeah, so any X-Files joining in for this episode for the first time, go back to that one and then come back to this one.
Yeah, if we somehow have way more X-Files fans listening to this episode, I'm going to be at a loss.
It's just, I don't know how we would know, but...
We could surveys.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm also excited to be back in the movie realm, but we're doing a double feature.
Yeah, we are.
A double feature, if you will.
That twofer.
Yeah. Joining us on this episode, Khalid, is our good buddy and editor, Erik Kollasch, who was on the podcast before episode 23 talking about The Thing. So welcome back, Erik.
What up?
Hey.
The Rick Dog.
So that's a thing.
That's not really a thing. I guess it's a thing now.
Yeah, no,
it's a thing. It's in.
What they're doing down in the parks.
Arsenio style.
Yeah.
No. We keep these kinds of things in here, Erik.
Excellent.
Mostly out of laziness. It's not like that. It's not like flattery.
Well, the way you introduced me, it sounds like I'm the editor of the podcast. I'm not.
No. He edits other cool stuff.
To be clear, he said he wanted to be introduced as editor.
I am chief editor of Frankenstein's podcast.
You can be. We don't have one.
I'm good.
You just gotta give him a job like on the spot.
Yeah.
Is this the interview?
You passed, so.
Yay.
Yeah. Stellar interview.
Welcome aboard.
Happy to be here.
All right, now that we got the whole team here.
Yeah.
Dream team.
What are we gabbing about today? What are we getting into? What two movies are we sinking our teeth into for people who somehow selected the episode but didn't read the title?
You know, that's usually what I ask you, Khalid, so I think you have the answer.
Oh, okay. Well, good question, Khalid. The two movies we're talking about, are they both from 1998?
That is the point. Yep. They're 1998 double feature. Yep.
Okay, I didn't know that was the point. I thought that was just like a happy coincidence. I thought the point was that they were like two like star-studded, whatever.
I mean, also that, yeah.
Yeah, okay, fine. So first, we're going to talk about the 1998 film The Faculty, directed by Robert Rodriguez, story by David Wechter and Bruce Kimmel, and their synopsis goes a little something like this. To the students of let me start that over. To the students at Harrington High, the principal and her posse of teachers have always been a little odd, but lately they've been behaving positively alien. Controlled by otherworldly parasites, the faculty try to infect students one by one. Cheerleader Delilah, football player Stan, drug dealer Zeke, and new girl Mary Beth team up with some of their other classmates to fight back against the invaders. Dang!
Elijah Wood is
arguably the protagonist of this entire movie. Like, if there's anybody with a clear beginning, middle, and end journey in this, like, literally, like, he gets the last frame of this movie.
He's the only one whose parents we see.
And he's been relegated to some of their other classmates. All right, Google.
Wow.
I see
Google.
You. All right, let's go to the Phantoms synopsis. I guess I'll just knock that out too. So the other movie we're going to do today is Phantoms, also released in 1998, directed by Joe Chappelle with a screenplay from Dean Koontz, who also wrote the novel. So their synopsis goes a little something like this. The resort town of Snowfield, Colorado is under attack by an evil spirit that almost wipes out the entire population, possessing a number of those it kills. As the locals continue to fall victim to the demonic presence, it's up to Sheriff Bryce Hammond to lead the response. He's helped by FBI-employed academic Dr. Timothy Flight, Deputy Stu Wargle, local doctor Jennifer Paley, and her visiting sister Lisa.
Lisa.
At least that one gives like the principal cast their due.
Yeah, that was pretty nice.
Yeah.
What a monster.
They're creatures of the abstract that live off potential energy.
It's alive!
All right, so those are the two movies. And I'm so excited to talk about most of one and some of the other.
Same. Can you guess which one, Joe?
Yeah, I think I can. Shall we start with The Faculty?
Let's do it.
Yes.
The Faculty slaps.
Yeah, we'll start with The Faculty.
It does.
Yeah, that movie's so good. One of my favorite things to do whenever I watch it with people, and just the same this time with Eric, if they've never seen it before, is to just like, when I know another like big name actor is gonna randomly appear and like they aren't ready for it, I love to just see their reaction. I think my favorite this time, Eric, was Usher.
Yes,
because he'd appeared earlier, but I think your brain just couldn't accept it.
Yeah.
But then the second time you had a speaking line and you had to like finally come to terms with the fact.
Of him. Yeah.
Yeah, you had to come to terms with the fact that Usher was in fact in this movie, and nothing could have prepared you for that.
No.
You just went, is that?
Is that?
And then I just went, yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Because I will say, a movie filled with like future superstars, or already even in that time period, like a higher caliber celebrities, that it's still overwhelming how many of them that are featured in this movie. And it's whiplash in a lot of ways. Like that first like 30 minutes is really just like to get you settled into like all of the players.
Should we just like break down real quick like who's all in this movie?
Okay, so,
like for those who are like unfamiliar with it.
Yeah. So we got Jordana Brewster, who's a part of one of the largest franchises out there now. We got Elijah Wood, as mentioned before, who he plays like the beleaguered nerd who gruesomely gets his like balls smashed against a flagpole.
Yeah, that was harsh.
Seemingly every morning, like it just
a
seemed
typical
like
day.
It just seemed like the kind of thing where like you need at least 4 to 5 guys to do it, and they were all like only there for that, you know.
Yeah.
You have Usher Raymond, as mentioned before. You've got Salma Hayek, and like even at that time, it feels like too small of a role. You have who is it? The Terminator, Robert Patrick. You have who is it? Famke Jensen, Jon Stewart. Who am I missing?
Clea Duvall.
Clea Duvall. I think I started with her, but yeah, Clea Duvall.
Josh Hartnett.
That's who I was forgetting.
Love his character.
That's the most confusing character in the world.
I see that. I might actually, out of all the characters, my favorite would probably be Elijah Wood or the captain of the football team who quits. I forget. I don't know his name. But,
Stan, I think.
He's the only one that they actually try to give like Elijah Wood had an arc in that like he starts as a loser and ends as a hero, but like as far as like an actual like story that they're trying to give somebody, that athlete got a full on story, and I was like into it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And actually, Usher did not have much, but he's on like every cover.
No,
he's
we were just talking about
the cover of the movie, yeah,
which is super funny considering he's not a part of the main clique. Like, arguably, he's like a sub like lead in one of the cliques. Like he's not even like the leader of the jocks until the lead jock like bails.
Yeah.
So I get it because like when like I distinctly remember there was a point in my like TV viewing as a kid where Usher would just start appearing and stuff, and it was like right when they were like, okay, you're a superstar singer, we need to try and make the most of this. Can you act? So, like, I saw him on Moesha and, like, a few other things, and every time it was just, like, the least charismatic performance. This is no exception.
Yeah. I wonder if, like, maybe, like, with promo and stuff, like, they had hoped he would be a bigger part, and maybe we're just like, it's not going to work.
Yeah, it's also, like, yeah, like, he's not a bully. I barely believe him as an athlete. I get it. Like, he's a fit dude, but like, I also just like, I don't see like Usher and go, yeah, that guy cares about football.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
so like to sit there and be like, oh, Eddie's like a bigger bully than the actual captain of the football team. It was one too many things to put on the poor guy's plate.
Yeah. So, am I hearing this correctly, Eric, and assuming and understanding that this is your first time watching this?
Yes, you're correct.
Okay, so I know what Khalid thinks, and we'll get into Khalid's thoughts a little bit more. But Eric, as a new person to the faculty, will you tell us your thoughts?
I absolutely love this movie. I was so happy you picked it. And I was very underwhelmed because we watched Phantoms first. We watched,
Oh no.
We watched that yesterday, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like pulling teeth. You know, it's hard to like even. I don't know what we're gonna say about that. I mean, the creatures and whatnot, but
we will say a lot.
Well, we got a lot to say, but this one I was just like, okay, I don't even know how to like. We're not even going to be able to cover everything because it's so packed. The script is amazing, and the all the different characters perfectly meshed together. There's no moment where you feel like, oh, I've seen this one character is being left out, or there's too much of this. It feels like the narrative pulls it along in such a perfect way and a great balance, and it's so campy. It's like the perfect camp. It's like leaning into those big moments, but then also like explaining what they're up against in a very clear way. It just felt like I knew where I was the whole time. Very clear mood and theme. Fucking loved it. And great action sequences. Like there's a great action sequence like every 10 minutes is like another one, It's
just super fun, right? Like,
yes.
I kind of think of this movie. So this movie is like one of those Dimension films that came out in the 90s. Like they like made all sorts of horror films, but I feel like this is almost like it wanted to be like Scream for the alien invasion films, like where it's that tongue in cheek, like we're aware of the genre, we're poking fun at the genre, but doing our own kind of thing. But unfortunately, like at the time, it just didn't take off. And I think, like from what I've read in cast interviews since then, like a lot of the cast were expecting like they were promised to like blow up like the Scream cast at the time. But
I mean,
yeah,
when you think of the principal cast, I don't think any of them had like
now they have since, but at the time, like it was kind of not a really well received movie and didn't do that well, and even now, like it's got a cult status, like it's got a strong cult status, and a lot of people love it, and I think Khalid and I both love it, but so I went to see this movie. I mentioned this in the previous episode. I saw this Nicole and I saw it in the theater at the Trilon, which is in Minneapolis, a small theater. And I was telling people, we're going to go see the faculty. And like a whole bunch of people had no clue what I was talking about. And that could be
I've never heard of it until you guys told me about it.
Yeah. And so like, surprisingly, not as many people know it as much as I thought. Like I saw it when it came out, but yeah, it still does have a cult status. But it's like you said, it's campy, but it's also really self-aware. Like it knows what movies it's pulling from. Like it knows it's referencing Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It knows it's referencing The Fly, The Thing, all those things. Like it's obvious. Like it's doing that intentionally, and it's having fun with it. It's a really smart movie, kind of disguised as a dumb movie a little bit.
Okay, but can we talk about, because you've been alluding to it, there is one scene specifically where they try to go full Scream and like come up with like an overarching theory for why and how what's happening is happening, right?
Yeah.
So what did you guys think of that scene? Because I can tell you my thoughts, but I want to hear yours first.
You're talking about the scene where
they're like
they all gather together.
Oh no, I think it's like Clea Duvall and Elijah Wood's character are like going back and forth,
and the football player overhears and
there's like they're talking
or Zeke person,
right? But they're talking about like, oh well, like what if like all of the movies and stories that we've been hearing about these things are like actually like kind of true, and like,
that part,
they're trying to warn us about it and stuff. What did you?
In the library,
yeah. What did you guys think of that scene?
I forgot about that scene, honestly.
I usually forget about it, and that's evidenced by the fact that I was so shocked at what a weird conversation it was to be having.
Yeah. Well, when it happened, it reminded me of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. That's when I turned to you and I was like, yeah, this feels like Buffy almost right now. Like just the setting, That's
just, for me, that's just such a wild take that like, oh, Steven Spielberg isn't like just a good storyteller, that like these are real things. And these movies, like E.T.'s a warning. Like, I was like, that is, okay, granted, this is a weird thing that you're dealing with, but like, to immediately, based on nothing else, just like say that those, like, everything you've ever seen in science fiction is actually just like a warning of like doom, and like nobody ever fights it. Nobody ever pushes back against that theory. So as far as the movie's concerned, that is the truth.
Yeah, that's true. They never really say anything more about it, do they?
They never touch it again. It didn't help anything. Like, it wasn't like that conversation led to them going like, well, let's go talk to Steven Spielberg. You know what I mean? Like, it did nothing that like a movie conversation usually does, where like you build based off of that and like your understanding based off of that conversation. None of that. It's literally just like a weird like 5-minute detour where all of these things are actually real, just because like that's the only way they can reconcile with what's happening in their town.
Feels like a deleted scene that they forgot to delete.
Yeah. Okay, so I do want to talk about the movie's like kind of like thesis is that like maybe getting body snatched isn't that bad. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of the argument. And like they kind of show this a couple of ways, but like the biggest is like just going back to that opening scene, like we see what these people are like before their body snatched.
Oh my god, it is.
I was telling Eric, like,
it's so violent.
This is like probably like the only inner city school that is like majority white and like and like just incredibly violent. I do not understand. Like, it is like 7 a.m. and like we witness a dozen examples of extreme violence. Like, it is so intense.
Starting with the coach.
The coach!
Flipping the bench.
Robert Patrick needed that alien. I don't want to...
He was better with
He was better with alien. He was way more chill.
The man got mad at a sprinkler head that was broken. Like, do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
Like he's like stomping on it. He's like so mad. And I'm just like, what? It's football practice. It's like 7 a.m. What could possibly be worth getting this upset about? And then he gets the alien in him, and you're just like, you know what? Honestly, it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade. If you're not gonna like go see a therapist, maybe this is the only way to handle it. And then there's the world's most abusive high school couple. I'm comfortable saying. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you see them twice, or at least I clocked them twice. The first time was in the montage of like everybody in that school is a psychopath. They're just yelling at each other, like cursing each other out. Literally, like the woman slaps him in the head.
Is
like,
it?
Yeah, Summer
girl,
Phoenix.
fuck you, boy.
Yeah, Summer Phoenix and John Abrahams.
They're just fighting on all the scenes you see them until the scene where they're not fighting, and then you know they're aliens.
Which is like, like when the guy is just sitting there quietly, and the girl's like, "What's wrong with you, you fucking idiot?" And like, just like being like really nasty to him, and he's just like, whatever.
I was pretty sure she like slapped him in the face.
Now. Whatever.
It's fine. Yeah.
So
they were better off.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the movie like had me on the alien side. Which I think that they tried. I don't think that's on purpose. I think we're supposed to want the humans and like for all their good and bad and stuff like that. But they mostly showed us the bad. At no point did they really like give us like, even Elijah Wood, outside of just being a perpetual victim, there's nothing about him that I like. Like, a couple of times I even told Eric, like, I would let him die. If he can't turn a simple corner without falling flat on his face. The girl kept running, like, there's only so much I can do for you, bro.
Yeah.
So like, they didn't really give us any redemptive characters in the sense that like humanity.
Well, he picked up. He grew into a more of an action.
Did he?
Yeah. When he escaped on the bus, he jumped through the roof of the bus.
That was impressive.
And then he killed the big monster. And he had the amazing line, which is fantastic.
The callback.
Guaranteed to jack you up.
That was good.
Oh, man. Yeah. Half this movie is like a Surge commercial.
What do you feel
referencing? Was that about?
No, I don't, maybe. I mean, there's a lot of 90s commercials.
That was,
like something like that.
What do you feel about like the sort of like the notion of like conformity being like a theme? Like, I think a lot of it was the main crew were like kind of like meant to be sort of outcasts, right? Of like they didn't quite fit in with the clique that they wanted to fit in, right? Like Clea Duvall's character was like pretending to be a lesbian and pretending to be goth, but she really wanted to get with this popular
I did
popular
not
football
love
guy.
that. I did
And then
not love that.
it does not age well at all. But then like the jock, like he didn't want to be the football guy, or like he wanted to be in like a different group. Like there's this whole like, I'm trying to conform to what I should be, but I actually should be in this other thing. But then at the end, like, I don't know, like Clea Duvall stops being an outcast and just kind of like starts dressing more preppy and dating the guy.
She looks so weird.
And then like Josh Hartnett's character, the burnout, like joins the football team. Like it's almost like he kind of conforms in the end. Like there's this almost like, like, okay, you just do a different click thing and you're fine. Like, so like to your point.
It's better than doing snorting a fucking caffeine pills.
Like, absolutely. Yeah. Although also side note, like I found the scene where he's playing football and he just lights up a cigarette, like very funny.
Oh, I love that.
That was
hilarious.
And I also love that, like, you saved the town. Nobody's going to get mad at you for, like, lighting one up on the 50-yard line.
That was funny. But like to your point, Khalid, like the whole notion of like this group staying like themselves for so long was because of, like, they're kind of outcasts, and like the aliens' whole point is like, just be homogenous, be part of like our group, and it's better. And so like I feel like the message is really muddled. Like you're kind of saying like, maybe being part of this alien group hive mind is better, and maybe that's what the message at the end is better. It's like, just you got to be part of a group, but just be a part of a group that you like.
I guess, but it's not always that easy. Like,
no, it's not. I mean, it's a simple message. I'm just saying, I feel like that might be what the movie's saying.
I don't know, like
they are. I feel like they're better off after the alien situation. Like they seem happier.
Yeah,
there's
for
little less violence going on in the school.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like, conformity in and of itself not great, and also like you're going to like personally your independence like shows in ways you can't help and stuff like that. But if like an alien can like sand those edges off and you're just a part of like the hive mind, go for it. Like it sounds like you still like enjoy things and like and like you have pleasures in life. So I don't know what you're really. I just don't know what they were fighting for, because everything about their non-possessed life was so awful. It's, like Elijah Wood probably would have like stood to benefit. Like think about it. He had to kill an alien queen just to get some respect in that school. That's a fact. If he did anything short of that, he probably would have been relegated back to like abused nerd. That's a ridiculously high bar. Just conform until you graduate and then go somewhere else, or get an alien in your brain.
Well, it more felt like he gained his own confidence. He gained some self-confidence as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, it took killing an alien queen to get that.
Yeah.
That's so much. That's a lot.
Lot to ask.
Yeah, and then again, like there are like people like the teachers that can we talk about that weird like Famke Jensen Josh Hartnett like dynamic?
Oh yeah.
Even when they were both humans, like I feel like there was some pass of the script where like, okay guys, like we are putting way too much sexual tension on the page for like this to be a student teacher and for this to not be that kind of movie. Can we at least make him like a super senior so that it's clear he's 18?
I think he is though. Didn't they say like he failed?
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. I think they put that in to make that dynamic a little less creepy. Like they're talking
it's still
about
pretty
like,
weird.
Yeah, well, yeah. He's, for one thing, he sells loose condoms out of his trunk. Like already, you're like in dicey territory when you start having like the hot teacher like come up to him like fighting with him about it, and he's just like they're cherry flavored magnums. Like what is this? Like what are we rooting for?
What's happening?
Yeah. Well, part of me thought that like he pulled out something else too to like it was like almost like that was his cover from selling drugs. You know what I mean? Because he had another thing in there. Then he's like, "Oh, you mean?" I thought he was just like a one-stop like bodega for games.
That's kind of what I took too.
Everything in his car.
Yeah, dude, he's got.
You guys need some Pepto-Bismol? I got you.
Yeah, I got some Takis. You're in a snacking mood. Oh man.
I feel like okay. So I mentioned I saw this when I was like a kid before, and people listening to the podcast might know that I actually work as a teacher now. It hits differently, I would say. Like, I don't know, like that. I mean, like you said, that stuff makes me way more uncomfortable now.
Oh, the dynamic there.
Yeah, like I'm like, oh god, like
there's
fired. You're fired. You're done. Like,
and it's just like, yeah, like there was like palpable chemistry between them, even when she was just like the human version of.
But even that, like, not even that though. Like, I also was like much more like, like. actually frustrated with the conversation that the teachers were having in the lounge in the beginning about like, oh, we have no money for this, no money for that, no money for this thing. We have money for that football team, right? Like, I was like, okay, I can kind of see that happening, or like the whole bit about like the history teacher like just like pouring booze into his coffee mug every morning like was much more funny to me now.
Oh yeah, and I love how they were
funny.
like, I love the reveal where they're like, she's like, "Oh yeah, we blew the top off of that last."
Yeah, they're like, everyone knows about that. Not a big deal.
Yeah, I also love that. It's like a high school newspaper that does like groundbreaking exposés on their teachers.
Like, so messed up.
Like they're breaking into the teachers' lounge, like going through their stuff, and just like. Who do you answer to? It's not like its own like independent publication.
Yeah, like usually there's a teacher advisor. Like, they okay that?
Yeah, like they saw that. Like, okay, cool. Yeah, so you found this very personal medication in her purse, and you want to write about it? Got it. Cool. Cut to print. No notes. I do love that Jon Stewart's character really wanted to keep whatever grant money they got for the alien. Like he tried to he's a ka-ching! and he tells like a room full of kids to keep it between them if he sends it to a college for research. Oh man, there's a lot of shady big name stars in this.
There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah. Selma Hayek's character just having a cold for like seemingly no reason.
And that's another thing that hit hard. Yeah, like I don't want to take my sick days for actually being sick. I totally get that.
Yeah, this
like because you only get like 3.
This, like most movies from the 90s, is accidentally just like calling out how crappy capitalism is.
Yeah.
You know, like that's a big part of it.
Yeah, that's huge. Also, it's kind of like got an interesting pro-drug message in an era that wasn't always that way. Like the success of the group like hinges on demonstrating your humanity by getting high, basically, right?
Yeah, that was the thing play.
That scene, yeah.
So good. It's fantastic, man.
I love that.
I do like how like the queen, when we find out that the Mary Beth is actually the queen. I love that reveal of how she got around it, where it wasn't just that she could have done a lot of things that didn't like reveal that she's an alien in the moment, but like she was like, I'm going to like create a little nostril block. Like I'm just I'm gonna make that, and then I'm gonna open the pen cap with what could have just been my pinky, but it'll actually be a slithery alien pinky. Just a lot of moves that in the moment, like for the reveal, impressive. For the actual in the moment when everybody's watching you and testing if you're an alien, doesn't make much sense.
Yeah, like a lot of this movie, a little bit over the top.
Yeah, definitely over the top, but
in a good way.
It speaks to everything Eric said at the top of this. Like this is like just peak like B movie horror, awesome.
Yes.
It looks, I don't know what its budget was, but it looks like it made like 63 million, so that's pretty cool. Like I can't imagine like back then it would have been that much like to make this. Like even with like as big a cast as this is, they weren't that big from the outset. So like if I can guess before we see what the budget was, I'm gonna say 20 million, 25 million.
15 million.
15 million, so it made a lot of money back.
That's what Google said, I guess.
But then that's interesting that they didn't want to like, because like I would say that's like provably a success. Like I'm surprised they didn't make more of these.
Yeah, great. Yeah, it's a great point. Yeah, I thought it was a financial flop, but I think it was critically not well received. But yeah, I don't know.
Okay. And then so we can go on to Phantoms next. But the last thing I want to talk about is, did anybody get like Mad Animorph vibes from this movie? Like, did anybody here read the Animorphs books?
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah.
So, like, it's kind of the same thing, right? I mean, it's a more accelerated version of it for sure.
But high schoolers fighting aliens, yeah.
Yeah, fighting, like, these, like, body-snatcher aliens, like, literally, like, down to, like, the way, like, the books describe the aliens. So, like, these where, like, it goes in your ear and stuff like that. And it needs something to stay alive outside of like just feeding off your body. I don't know. I think that's what always like drew me to it as a kid was like it was like the closest I got to live action Animorphs.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we'll get into the aliens a lot more in a little bit, but we're going to pivot a little bit to our next film of our double feature, which is Phantoms.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't sound too excited, guys.
I'm into it. Eric hates it, but I thought it was fine for what it was.
Okay, Khalid, give me your thoughts. Go into it. What'd you like? What'd you not like?
Okay, I'll start with what I didn't like. I think I mentioned it to you when you brought it. We were going to watch this. The only thing I'd known for the longest time about this movie was the joke in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back.
Affleck, you don't bomb in Phantom, yo!
That was the only thing I knew about this, and I have to say, after all these years, Ben Affleck was not the bomb in Phantoms. No, just terribly cast. I think it took like 10 minutes for me to realize he was the sheriff.
He's so young. And he also was an FBI agent?
Yeah, and then another... He was an FBI agent?
He was previously to this job an FBI agent. And you remember, like, that was the whole thing. He shot a kid, quit the FBI, and became a small-town sheriff.
That's insanity. Like, he looks 17. The cowboy hat is like 7 sizes too big for his head. Like his jacket,
I noticed that.
Like he looks like a kid playing a like adult dress up in a lot of the shots because the stuff is so big on him. Like at no point did I believe he should be leading the charge. Like I thought Liev Schreiber was just like a creepy sheriff at first, and like it took so long for me to like parse out that like Ben Affleck is leading this.
Yeah. I mean, even the other sheriff with like the mustache, I'm like, he looks like he would be more in charge than.
Literally, all of them looked like they would be in charge before Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
it was. So yeah, that was a lot to get around. But I don't know. I think what I liked about this one was the monster has a lot more personality. It's there's just like a whole other element to it that usually in movies, there's a contrivance with these monsters where they're so powerful that like you have to come up with reasons why they don't just wipe everybody off the map. And with this one, it's like, no, like the monster's like looking for like the one guy that's come closest to describing him, even if it is like some weird bastardization of the stuff that like people like think about and he just like melds with it. And like, that's where he got the idea that he's the devil. I think it's still like super interesting that all of that conspires to like, I need Peter O'Toole to come out here and do something before I kill you all. Like that's just like way more interesting to me as like a villain. And that's usually with these monster movies, like you have a monster, but like you wouldn't necessarily call them a villain, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't even really like that in certain sense. Like when the dog was sitting there watching Ben Affleck go literally get the virus out from the truck. And it's just sitting there letting him walk by. Like, it's just like, what are you doing? And he's like, come on, just wait a little bit. Just give me a minute.
Well, I mean, you need that, though, when it's like they're that powerless against it.
Yeah, they use the ego to defeat them. Yeah. And
I will say, what I like about these movies is that, like, especially with Phantoms, because, like, I kept thinking I knew where the movie was going until I just gave up. But, like, I really thought it was going to basically be like Resident Evil, where they go into this empty town and like slowly like work backwards from all the chaos to figure out what happened. And no, like an entire agency comes in, like you see like the rest of the town eventually, and like you see like, oh, even if you could get to help, like you're screwed. Like this thing is more powerful than you. So like I like that about it. I thought it was gonna be like a real like closed door horror monster thing, and we were just going to watch all these people get picked off one by one, and it was more like a little bit of both.
Yeah. And then speaking back to the beginning, like we were just talking about, it was camp in a bad way. Like when you compare the Faculty to Phantoms, it's like they were doing all these cliches, or like they open the oven and then she's like, maybe it's just creme brulee or whatever. and like, oh, it is. And then 2 heads just fall down. Like, what the fuck? Like, were they just like stuck up there? Like,
which again, it like, all makes way more sense when you realize the monster has like a sense of humor, has like, has desires. Like all of that stuff.
And I think they're also talking about how it feeds like a spider, so it saves food for later. And that's why it'll leave a body here and there.
Again, a lot of wild guesses on their part, but I do like that. Like the thing they were facing also might have taken out the dinosaurs. I just at that point, like, what can you do? I would just give up. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember you made a really funny joke. You're like, wait, Ben Affleck's like his idea is that because it's never been killed for thousands of years, that's why it's weak. That's how we can kill it.
That whole speech where he's like, that's its biggest weakness, right? It's ego. It's never been killed before, which means we can kill it. And I'm just like, what are you saying right now? This is why you don't make 12-year-olds sheriff of a town because
those are their ideas.
Yeah, because that's how they think. That's how they consider like solving a problem.
I did think it was cool how they made like the syringes into like shotgun bullet like pellets, or they like put them in the gun and like shot the venom at them or the virus at them.
Right, totally. We both remember that because we were
both awake.
Yeah, we were both awake for that. We totally saw that. Joe, what did you think of Phantoms?
Okay, so honestly, I think I felt the same way as you did, Khalid. Like I didn't know. I'd seen The Faculty a ton before. This is my first time ever watching this movie. I have never seen it, and watching it, I had no clue where it was going to go. Every time I thought I had an idea, it went somewhere else. So, honestly, I was impressed. And Eric, weirdly, the things you're telling me that you hated about it are actually kind of making me like it more. I don't know how to describe this, but you're talking about like, oh, it's camp in a bad way. And I'm almost like, that's kind of like genuine camp. Like Faculty camp is like intentional camp. Like we're doing this on purpose. Like this is like real life.
Camp. Yeah.
This is like real camp. They're not trying to do it, but it just is campy. It's like what the original definition of what camp was. So it's like, a legit old school B movie where it's like, we were trying to do something cool, but it's just ridiculous. And now we're going to like it because it's ridiculous. And so like, I think like just like how escalatingly weird it got. Like it was like a weird horror movie for a bit. Then it was like a biological thriller for a while. Yeah. And then like it just tonally it shifts. Like I don't know. Like it's so weird. And I don't understand. And maybe because most people think probably more like you, Eric, than me. But like I would actually expect this movie to have much more of a cult following than it does, just because of how ridiculous it is and how many big stars it has, you know? Like it's I was searching on the internet for facts about this movie. I found so little. Like I could not find much at all. Like other than legit reviews from 1998 where like the New York Times just talking about how shitty this movie is, or like Roger Ebert saying it's terrible. Like I found nothing about people being like, "Oh, I love Phantoms now." You know, like like so like I'm gonna Khalid, if this is okay with you, I'm gonna take a moment. Guys. Like we're gonna do like a hashtag. We're gonna hashtag let's say hashtag cultify Phantoms. We're bringing it back.
That is gonna be the most confusing hashtag ever. Like nobody who reads that and isn't aware of what's going on is gonna care what that means.
Well, I don't care. Let's give a better one.
We're starting it.
You two go ahead and captain that one.
The one thing I really did enjoy about this was Liev Schreiber's performance. I thought his was the best out of all of them. He seemed like he was having fun. He was just doing like kooky, crazy shit.
His character confused me so much. Like the original one, like why was he so mad and creepy all the time? Like, well, I think he was mad that Ben Affleck was so young and was his boss.
It's like, man,
wouldn't you be pissed off if you spent your entire life trying to like get into law enforcement and then a 12-year-old's your boss? That's really undermines everything you thought you were signing up for, in my opinion. I will
also maybe he judges him for shooting the kid. Maybe he has a little bit of that.
Could be. Yeah.
No, that's this. Liev Schreiber's character.
He's also a creep.
He's in no position to judge
a dead body.
Yeah, Liev Schreiber's character does not get to judge anybody. Like, only he could like come in and like be like, he was worse. He was worse than the monster they had to fight.
Yeah,
he was worse than the monster.
That's why because of Phantom.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. So that's why as an actor, he was probably having the most fun because he was a creepy weirdo as a person, and then he was like a phantom weirdo later on, and was obviously having the most fun. Like, and we'll talk about it later, but like the Liev Schreiber like tentacle monster was super fun. That was probably one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah,
This is like the opposite of propaganda. Like usually, like when you show cops in movies, like they're like hyper competent and like just like give you the wrong idea of what real life police are. And this one is just like cops can't be that bad. Like one of them's 12, the other's a pervert. Like it can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Before we go any further, I know we did this for faculty. Khalid, should we like break down like the just amount of famous people in this movie too?
There's not as many.
Not as many, but they're like some pretty big names. Like we got Ben Affleck, like we mentioned. Peter O'Toole,
Petey Tooley,
which just that blows my mind still a little bit.
What's he most famous from? Peter O'Toole.
What's it called?
Wasn't he like a vampire?
Is he a Bond?
No, it's
I'm clicking on his name.
Lawrence of Olivier.
Lawrence of Arabia?
No, Lawrence of, what did I say?
Lawrence Olivier, who's another actor.
Yeah,
Lawrence of Arabia. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, okay, so he's Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but he's like he's a storied actor. Like he's done a lot.
All right, and then there's Clifton Powell, who's like, you don't know him by the name, but he's like that guy.
Yeah.
So Clifton Powell, he's like the black guy that like you always see and you're like, oh, that guy. He's a comforting presence, basically.
Yeah.
And then you've got Rose McGowan, which she was a huger star than I ever gave her credit for when I was a kid. Granted, I only knew so much. But yeah, like I think about Rose McGowan's like profile at that time, and like she was probably a huge get for this movie, even more than Affleck or Schreiber at the time. And then who else would there be? Robert Knepper. He's kind of a name.
Who is the older sister, the doctor?
Joanna Going. I don't.
She's
think
not huge, but I've seen her before in other things.
Because I mostly know Rose McGowan from the movie or the show Charmed. Like that's where I was introduced to her. I kept thinking her older sister was Alyssa Milano. Like they kind of look alike.
They do kind of look alike. That's a good point. Yeah.
And then Bo Hopkins, he looks like he used to be pretty big. He's in the Wild Bunch.
Yeah, I do not know Bo
American
Hopkins.
Graffiti.
I didn't know him either. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, there's like a lot of.
I would say the faculty.
Actors, yeah.
I would say the faculty definitely wins by a lot as far as like sheer star power you wouldn't expect. But it was also a Robert Rodriguez movie, like right when he was like ramping up, like as far as directing goes.
Yeah, but this one certainly does have a lot more like random famous people than you would expect. Like,
can we look up the budget for this? We saw it made $5 million. I want to see how much it cost.
It made $5 million. Is that true?
Which is
$5 million.
Yeah, that's what. At least on Google, it says that the box office was $5 million.
I did look it up. I don't think it has one.
It doesn't have a budget.
Yeah, it's hard to find.
Oh, really?
But making $5 million, it doesn't seem like a lot, though.
No, it's not a lot. Like for reference, like Get Out is the movie Get Out is impressive because it cost $5 million to make, and most of that was like just like at a house.
Yeah,
and with this one, it's like they had to like take over a whole town, so you can guess how much that would cost.
I'm sure it costs a lot more than it made. Yeah, and it's a flop by all accounts. It's a flop.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's. I guess I wonder how much of that went to getting like someone like Peter O'Toole in this movie. Do you remember the part where the FBI people were convincing what's his character Flight in the movie? Dr. Flight.
Yeah.
They're convincing him to come with them, and they're like, "Why do you work at this tabloid?" And he's like, "I need the money." And I felt like I was like, that feels like a meta line, like why he's in this movie.
Peter O'Toole's actually just like hard up for cash. He's like, yeah, all right, I'll do your dumb monster movie.
Yeah, I just need some cash.
What is it?
Like,
what is it?
Ka-ching!
It's a ghost virus? Got it.
And then there's the scene like at the end where he's just like monologuing to the sewer. Remember that? Just to the manhole?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like they cut that scene. He's just like, what am I doing? You know, like, why am I here?
Well, yeah. It's
but
like
he sold it. Like, you got to give it to him. He sold it.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love to find like an interview about this movie that he did where he just has to pretend to care about it all.
I kind of hope he actually just loved it. Maybe he loved it.
Oh, man. Maybe he was the one that insisted that Ben Affleck wear a huge cowboy hat.
And an oversized coat, too.
Yeah. He was like, no, it's important to the story. Don't ask me how.
Was the cowboy hat supposed to reference?
It's a thing reference. I think.
That's what I was just going to say. Yeah. Was supposed to reference Kurt Russell. Yeah.
Yeah, because the dog. Remember, there's a scene where the dog comes like it splits open and it's shooting out tentacles and everything. And I'm like, this is really the thing. Like,
both of these movies had like very strong references to the thing. Very big like Carpenter references.
Yes.
Don't they both do the Spiderhead thing?
I don't know if this one did, but
Faculty definitely.
Faculty did. Yeah. And then this one had like at least like it did the dog thing with the tentacles and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Which monster were you guys like more scared of? I guess for me it's the monster in Phantoms, even if it wasn't as entertaining.
I think the monster in Phantoms is more threatening overall.
Definitely,
yeah.
But yeah,
go ahead, Eric.
I was gonna say, like CGI wise, and like the special effects. I think that the monster in the Faculty was really. I mean, just the little creature, the animations they did with the creature, like coming into their bodies, and it was so good, so well done. I think obviously it's like bigger budget.
Should we like go into like specific monster details?
I think we're ready for it.
I think we're
let's do it.
So I got a little bit about the Faculty monsters. So like as we know, in universe, they're aquatic creatures. They depend on being hydrated to survive. They have a hive mind structure with the queen, which kind of holds together the whole race. And as Eric was pointing out, they begin as these small like fish kind of tadpole creatures. They seem to be almost like amphibians where they can kind of be underwater and like in air as well, but they do need to be very hydrated. But it was interesting when we do see that tadpole in that first scene in the science classroom with Jon Stewart, how it does bite him, like it has the sharp teeth.
Mm-hmm.
But ultimately, they're also parasitic, and they can survive even when the host body has like suffered immense damage, as we see with like the homage to The Thing with like the spider head, right, where her head gets like severed from her body and just like walks back to the body, which is a cool scene. But I couldn't find too much about like the actual VFX in the movie, but just kind of I think just kind of watching it like as a viewer and watching it with that eye, like you can tell there is a mixture of CGI and practical effects. You see lots of CGI with the little tadpole creature CGI.
I thought it looked really good.
It looked really good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. The final monster, the final showdown part is actually a mixture. You can kind of tell when CGI, when it's going fast, but then there's parts like at the very end that like that last line when Elijah Wood finally kills it, like that's all animatronic puppetry. So like there was a model of it, which is kind of cool. What I did find is that the VFX was done by a place called KNBEFX. They did animatronics, puppetry, and miniatures for this. And that's all I really found. But I feel like the CGI actually is sort of the part that holds up the least, but the actual effects in general, overall, even with the CGI, holds up pretty well for this kind of a movie. What do you guys think?
Dude, no, me and him are actually talking about me and Eric were talking about the VFX when it's in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
That looked really good. Like the graphics there when when it's like swimming around and stuff like that, still holds up pretty much.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty well done. I think that's I was expecting it to be worse rewatching it now, and it was. I thought it was pretty great.
I think it might be because it's a clear skin, and you can kind of see through it, and you see the people behind it, and that makes it look more real to me.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
Yeah, a lot of like look more membrane than anything else.
Yeah.
I was always kind of unsure of like the power ability of like the queen, the Mary Beth alien at the end. Like she could quickly turn back and forth between giant monster and just like, girl.
Yeah.
So like how quickly is that process? And we never see it. I think they didn't want to like animate that, which I think was probably a wise choice.
I mean, it's borderline magic because like I remember watching it this time and like seeing like the clothes just kind of like fade away.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess, that makes more sense than like, I mean, no, she could have just stolen a dress or something, but
true.
Like it would just disappear when she turned into the giant monster. And I thought that was like, it took me a little bit out of it because up until now they've just been saying it's basically just like a sci-fi monster, but now it's also like this magical thing.
Like a shapeshifter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Before it was a parasite and then she's actually a shapeshifter.
Which, I mean, fair. It's the queen. It can do more. That's just that's the rules.
Them's the rules.
Yeah.
And so we can talk about both of them, but I'll talk a little bit about what I found with the ancient enemy for phantoms. What I learned about that is that it's, so the ancient enemy is what it's called. It's supposed to be an amorphous, like shape-shifting creature that has existed for eons and can essentially make phantoms at will, hence the title. That so like as it eats and absorbs different kinds of cultures, creatures, it sort of expands its knowledge base and can like make these phantoms or make these like images to sort of toy with whoever it's trying to kill or whoever it's trying to eat. So essentially it starts off as a creature, and then as it consumes different intelligences, it becomes more and more intelligent itself, and thus more and more sadistic, which we see in the movie that like it kind of associates itself as being like Satan because it's absorbed so many people who believe it is Satan, because they're like, oh, that's the ultimate evil, right? And so it sort of thinks of itself as that, and hence the whole ego bit. I didn't find a lot about the actual like VFX done here, but actually that same company, that KNB EFX, did some of the makeup effects here and some of it. There's another, I think Steve Johnson was another name I saw, who did like animatronic and creature effects. So there's not a lot. Like I said, we can't find a lot about phantoms, but there was definitely some overlap between the crews here. Probably considering it was Dimension Films and it was 1998, so they probably had some similar crews, but.
Both films were Dimension?
Yeah, they're both Dimension. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You already dimensioned that?
I dimensioned that. That was pretty good. I like that. But I kind of think that there's some really cool effects in this one. I think Faculty has the better, more long-lasting, like well done visual effects. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely better visual effects, or at least like ones that stuck with me more.
Right.
Yeah,
I'd say there were like I think three. I wrote down 3 sequences that I thought effects wise were really cool for me. Sadly, not the dog. I think I like the ambition there. I don't think that was that great. It didn't look that great because it's just like a zoom in of like just fur moving, you know?
Yeah, it's like 15 years after the thing, and it's
worse. and the thing just destroys that scene. But anyway, the scenes that I thought were great. I thought Liev Schreiber's tentacle monster was really cool. How low can you go? That whole bit that was super fun. I loved also when the character that he was playing was killed, and he had like that melted face after being attacked by that moth. I thought that was a really cool sequence. And I also loved I don't know what else to call it, like the puke lizard when Clifton Powell like just throws up a lizard and says, "Here's my skin."
Like, yeah.
It was so funny.
I was so confused at that. I was like, okay, so it can turn into anything, and it's going to turn into a lizard because that's easier to test. I don't understand. I was
honestly really bummed when Clifton Powell dies. I kind of liked him. Like I like him as like a that guy actor, but he actually kind of had quite a bit to do after dying.
Right. I mean, that was kind of the cool thing about this is like all death meant was like it was almost like a game of like tag or something where like now you're just on his side.
You get to do something else acting wise.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fun.
That was kind of fun. And so when he threw up that lizard, that was kind of a cool effect because it was a real lizard like on set there, but like it was a CGI thing to like melt and like barf it up or whatever. Also, he pulls out that giant thing of glass from his like throat.
Oh, that was so gross.
That was gnarly.
I would hate to do that as an actor.
Yeah.
Like even if it's plastic, like just pulling that out of your mouth looks so
yeah. That whole sequence was really good. Those scenes stuck with me for this. And the only other thing I have to say about the Ancient Enemy is I think we mentioned this is based on a Dean Koontz novel called Phantoms as well. And interestingly, the novel is actually way more steeped in like eldritch horror and like Lovecraftian mythology. Like you can kind of see it here a little bit, but I think they played it down a lot. Like just the tone and the vibe isn't really there to be like a Lovecraftian existential threat as much. The book plays that up hard and actually implies that the Ancient Enemy is actually one of the gods from like Lovecraft's texts in a sense. So it's more steeped in that world and that almost genre in and of itself, right? Whereas the movie, I think we talked about like tonally doesn't quite know what it is. It's like sort of almost like a haunted house story within like a whole town, but then biological thriller at some point, and just it's kind of all over the place.
The hard pivot to like making it like specifically like a science fiction based monster.
Yeah,
like I think that hurt it ultimately, if only because like at least with like the first part of the movie, it's still like a supernatural element to it.
It hurts it, but it also was what made it so weird, I think, ultimately.
Right.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyway, like, what did you guys think about the monster here?
I loved it, and I think the moth scene was my favorite, mainly because of the way that they just unloaded like 10 clips out the window.
they just like busted a hole in the wall from all the bullets they were shooting. It was intense.
That's where I'm like, I don't know if it kind of is like a self-aware camp, because like they had to have known this is like such a long. It's like 30 seconds of just shooting.
It's a lot of just unloading.
I told Eric in the moment, I was like, that's real as hell. Like if you don't know what you're dealing with yet, and all you've seen is a bunch of dead bodies, the first time you see what you're pretty sure is the culprit, you're gonna empty your clips. Like if you don't know it's bulletproof, why not?
Yeah. But I mean, like, is it going to be? You think it's just going to be suspended, flying, just floating, hovering outside the window for 30 seconds?
I don't even think they see it after a while. They're just shooting.
They're just shooting.
They're just hoping that it like got too far away to see, but they're going to wing it.
Yeah, and like scare it away, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, everything after that with like Leo Schreiber being like, he's out of here, he's gone, like with like the confidence of a man who is definitely about to die. That was funny. Like he just like for no reason, nobody asked him to. He just walks closer to that window, just like in striking distance. But it was a creep. He had to go somehow.
Right. Do you remember the beginning when the two sisters were walking through the town, and then they try to take the guns from the police station, and the older, like the doctor, she's trying to load it, and she's like, "I get the concept," and then the Rose McGowan's character like cocks it like a pro, and she's like, "'Cause I lived in L.A." Right.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, LA was a war zone then, so that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I assume that's you guys. Like that's your experience, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think me and Eric, I'm not the best at loading like semi-automatics, but Eric's got a good all-around comprehension that I only need to know how to do handguns.
Yeah. I have to not take entire credit for that tee up there for you guys. I would say, okay, so I watched this movie with Nicole. We watched it the other night, and she was going to join us for this podcast, but she is pregnant and tired, and that trumps podcasting. So she wanted me. She said use that bit for Khalid and Eric. So there you go.
Thank you.
Nicole.
Shout out. Yeah. Anyway, do you guys think overall that aside from being a horror genre films from 1998 with a oddly star-studded cast, do you think these two films would go together as like a double feature, like tonally and thematically?
Thematically, yes. Tonally, no. I think that Phantoms is just like a little too much of a come down from like whatever the Faculty is going for.
Yeah, and I think the Faculty, like, you pair that with Scream. It's just built for it.
True.
Yeah, you just can't be in the mood for both like movies and what they're going for in my mind.
I think if you look at the posters side by side, they look like they're almost the same movie.
Definitely, okay. Yeah. If you go by posters, sure.
Yeah. Which the poster for Phantoms is so weird, right? Like Ben Affleck is not wearing his sheriff's uniform, which he wears the entirety of the movie. Like, and it looks like a teen horror movie. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
Because they knew no one would believe that a young Ben Affleck is the sheriff of a Colorado.
So the marketing department gets it, but not the makers of the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah. It almost looks like the Matrix. Like they're all wearing black and it's like kind of green lines.
Well, it looks like the font from Contact or something.
It's very strange. And also, Peter O'Toole's not on the cover, is he?
Yeah.
And like kind of the biggest star there.
They're trying to sell like the hot young folk. Like
obviously,
I don't know that many like teens in the 90s that like were like hard for Peter O'Toole.
You never know.
One or
might
two,
have been
sure.
some. Yeah.
One or two, sure. Not enough to like market an entire movie around.
Yeah.
I would say that the double feature that would work is Scream and The Faculty.
I think that's absolutely right. I think we kind of recognize that in the conversation too. Like they seem to be doing the same kind of thing for different sort of subgenres of horror. It is too bad that The Faculty didn't take off as much as Scream did, but it is kind of cool that it is sort of the one and done that it is in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was really excited to discover, like to see it, and I was just like, wow, I didn't know this existed. This is amazing. It was such like a nice treat to just have that, because I feel like I've seen most, fun movies, like a lot of culty movies that are popular.
Oh, for sure. It's got to go into your back pocket as one you bring up once in a while.
Yeah. Good Halloween time film.
Oh, absolutely.
Trying to impress some cinephiles.
Some cinephiles.
Have you heard of this oft overlooked Rodriguez classic?
What would pair with Phantoms then? What would be most if you were to do double feature? So you got Scream and Faculty. What would you pair with Phantoms?
With Phantoms, I mean, this one's more like out and out horror to me. So like, I guess something that's like a little less like self-aware. I guess I'm not that up on horror movies in the 90s.
Do you have an idea, Eric? Because I do.
No, go for it.
I think that this would probably pair the most with Guillermo del Toro's one of his first films, Mimic, from '97.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, never heard of it? Oh,
no.
Oh, we have to do that in the pod. So it's like he's not the most happy with how the movie turned out because it got edited to death, but it's also a Dimension Films movie from '97, and it's like some biologically engineered like thing. So like a entomologist tries to like kill cockroaches in New York City, and he makes this like thing, and essentially a cockroach mutates and mimics whatever DNA it can counter, so it becomes like humanoid and starts murdering people. So like it's like this underground like creature kind of thing element, but it's also got this like biological like disease element to it that kind of I feel like Phantoms end up feeding into. So I feel like Mimic and Phantoms would go well together, and I think Mimic also takes itself pretty seriously too. So that would be my recommendation for a double feature for people who want to set that up. But for those people listening to this podcast, you should definitely do the Faculty Phantoms, because that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's the double feature you would.
Go watch those now after you've heard the podcast.
Yeah. Listen to this and then watch the movie so you can have all your opinions.
All.
Yeah.
leave nothing unspoiled.
Yeah. Speaking of spoiling things, Khalid, I have read that there are occasions in which bears will eat spoiled food.
Okay. So are you asking me about bears eating?
Right there?
Yeah, that is a transition.
It's not a transition. He specifically asked me about bears eating spoiled food, right?
That was a transition. No, Eric, that was a transition, and he got it. You didn't, Khalid. So yeah, he got it. Do either of these monsters pass the 4 bears test?
No. Neither of them do. One of them's like a trickster demon. He thinks he's Satan. The other one is parasites and fit in human ears. Okay.
He thinks he's Satan.
Well, okay. Like I guess in the Faculty, if we're going by just the Queen and the threat she presents, when Annabeth or whatever, she turns into the Queen monster and like chases after Elijah Wood. That threat is tantamount to 4 bears. So it's like a half pass for the Faculty. And I guess they technically could pass in Phantoms if the devil monster, what was his name? The Anarchy or whatever. What's it?
Wait, okay. What do you think it is, Khalid?
I can't remember.
You're about to say the Anarchy. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, something Anarchy.
No, it's the Ancient Enemy.
Ancient Enemy, that's it. When the Ancient Enemy wants to, it can like make like iguanas and stuff like that. So like theoretically, it could just like make the threat 4 bears that just chase them around town.
Or so like 50 bears.
So like both of them are technical passes and points.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as the movies we saw, and like if we're talking about just like the threat that these monsters present for people, or the threat they pose, then it's a fail. They do not pass.
There you have it, folks.
Fair enough. There you have it, folks. Indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you want to do a forced transition to the next one?
I'm waiting for you guys to say something that I can pick up on here.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like it's cool talking about these monsters and just flirting with the idea of like whether or not they could be bears.
Oh, right? Speaking of weather, Khalid, speaking of weather, sometimes when you are experiencing kinds of weather, you're maybe on a date and you're flirting with somebody on that date. Fight or flirt.
I like that you didn't take the low-hanging fruit of me saying the word flirting. So kudos to you on that.
Yeah, it was too easy.
But ultimately, I think going for the harder one hurt you here.
It did. It wasn't great. It wasn't great.
Yeah.
Speaking of flirting.
Yeah. Thanks, Eric.
Thank you. So, I think you guys already know my thoughts on the faculty monster. I think that if anything, it betters you. At least a few of them should have stayed on it. Robert Patrick, you should not be allowed to be whatever the hell you were as a human ever again. You were a horrible person.
Even being like, if he was just the Terminator,
that
would have been better than that coach.
Exactly. Robert Patrick as the T-1000 is easier to stomach. So I would flirt with that monster. Also, if it's like Mary Beth as like if the queen stays looking like Mary Beth and like you walk around naked and stuff at the end there, that was pretty cool. Like I would totally flirt with her. It's insanity. Like if I don't have like a freaking Office Depot full of like pens that are loaded to the brim with like crack or methamphetamines, I'm gonna flirt with the attractive monster that's gonna like let me be, I guess, like a little bit more put together. So for the faculty, I'm gonna flirt. With the Antichrist thingy from Phantoms, I'm gonna fight that one. I don't know. Like, okay, no, I would flirt with him too. Or I don't even know why I'm saying him.
Flirt with the devil?
Yeah, I would flirt with the devil because it does lend to what Ben Affleck was saying about how it's all ego and like it has such a high opinion of itself. Like it'd be
flattered easily.
It'd be really easy to flirt with that monster.
I mean, Peter O'Toole did flirt with it. He's like, yeah, you're just so powerful and these guys are going to try to kill you. But, you can take it, right?
So I guess for wildly different reasons, I would flirt with both of these monsters.
Yeah, I'd say ditto.
Yeah?
I don't have anything else to add to that.
What about you, Joe?
No, I think you broke it down pretty well. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
I will say I'd be more eager to flirt with Mary Beth.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
As the queen monster. Though.
The ancient enemy is less enticing.
It's just too edgelordy, like just like you could just see like if they made the movie nowadays, you'd be like on message boards like, isn't the ancient enemy cool?
I wanted to bring up, because you mentioned office supplies, and I want to bring up just my favorite scene, I think, in The Faculty, was when Jon Stewart comes in, and god damn, like one of my favorite things in action films is when a character like uses like an object in the room as a weapon, and fucking Josh Hartnett breaks off the slicing end of the fucking paper cutter and comes in like with a machete. Like that was so cool. And everyone, we were talking about this earlier, like every kid fantasized about like, oh whoops, what if I put my fingers in here? Like it's such like a household item, and like you never think of.
Well, it's like a guillotine for paper. Like that's the coolest thing.
I can't believe. I wonder if they still have those in schools. Do they? Joe?
Oh yes, I have. I use them often.
And do the kids just like? Are they just like?
They are nowhere near kids. Nowhere near kids.
They were
are you
in my
afraid
like
Jon
first grade
Stewart
classroom.
I am. It's in the office that's locked.
They only locked it because of that thing.
Because of the movie. Should we go to our final segment?
Yes.
Fandom.
You got it. You want to say it, Eric?
Sure. Yeah. So this is the segment where we all talk about new things that we've been fangirling about. So go ahead, Joe. You got
Thanks,
any
editor.
New stuff?
What the fandom with me?
Yeah, I think he's trying to say what the fandom with you.
Oh, is that what it's called?
That's what you got to say. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's like the F word.
Yeah. It's okay.
Fandom.
Honestly, I haven't done consumed a lot of new media lately. I've been so busy. I actually had to watch Phantoms over 2 nights, which is a lot to dedicate to that movie. Yeah, even though I liked it. # Cultify Phantoms.
You heard him, folks. It's a hashtag now.
It's happening. Anyway, I would say though I did start maybe like a week or 2 ago. I started the 3rd book in a fantasy series called the Stormlight Archives by Brandon Sanderson. The 4th book actually just came out, and so I'm behind, but they're really fucking long. They're like, I think each one's like over 1,000 pages. So, but they're really engaging. I would say like the story is incredibly engaging. The world building's really interesting. The characters are really fascinating. And so it's really a fast paced read despite how long it is. Like I've read like 300 page books that take me like 2 months and I read the first 2 books of that in like a couple months, like total. Like I get through them fast, and so I started the third book, about 200 pages in so far, and I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a cool series. I think it's one that is really popular among fantasy fans, but it's also one that a lot of people are hesitant to jump into because of how long the books are. But I would say that just like the magnitude of the world building in this is just so unique and so interesting and so cool. It's everything's just so foreign and different, and he like creates these like cultures that are so unique, and these weird monsters, these weird creatures, these weird like elements to the universe. I don't know, highly recommended. A really cool fantasy series. I don't know if it's ever possibly to be filmed as a movie. It's just so out there. So it's probably just gonna be a book forever. So you got to read it. But yeah, check out the Stormlight Archive. Book 3 is called Oathbringer. Pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah. What the fandom with you, Khalid?
What the fandom with me? I think this week I'll give a shout out to the new Vince Staples album. It's a self-titled album, so it's just Vince Staples. There's nothing much new to say. Like every Vince Staples album comes out, and I feel like I'm always saying the same thing. Like the guy's just like reliably consistent as far as like the quality of lyrics that he brings to it. The production value is right up there with like some of the best in the industry. Like no question about it. He's very tapped in to a very like talented pool of artists that he utilizes in the best way. Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, like, he doesn't need any kind of like promotion. I don't think like he's got like the profile that like his albums always like chart well. I'm just bringing it up because I'm always so impressed with like a lot of artists shoot themselves in the foot by like trying to reinvent themselves with every new album. And I think that like Vince Staples just always finds that healthy medium of like, he knows that like what his fans come for, and he finds ways to like give them a little bit more than they were expecting each time. So yeah, like I'll keep it as simple as that. Just check out the new Vince Staples album. Go check out his older work. Like there's growth in it. He's experimenting with a lot of it. Big Fish Theory is probably like his biggest experimental album, and it all works. It's all just like he understands his skill set, what he brings to the table, and he makes the most of it each time.
Yeah, and I'll add on to that. Yeah, the production on that whole album was produced by Kenny Beats. Same thing with the FM, I think. And he kills it, man. And as speaking to your point on him, you know, he's not like the most popular rapper, but like he has a solid fan base, and like being one of them, like I know I would love to just go see him live again. You know, he's just a great performer.
Great live performer.
Even in this album, he has a lyric something about like not being mainstream, and I think that's cool. He's just like, fuck it, like I'm just gonna, you know, he has his fans, and he knows they'll always come back to him.
Also, if you don't already, follow him on Twitter. One of the most reliably funny Twitter accounts I've ever seen. It's frustrating. Like you're already such a good rapper, and you just have to be the funniest dude ever too. So Vince Staples, give that guy a listen.
Wasn't it when I was down visiting you in LA? We went to see him.
We saw it.
Was that the show? Yeah. Like all three of us were there, right?
All three of us saw Vince Staples. Yeah,
that was one of my that's one of my favorite shows. I think live shows. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I mean, like there's a lot of great ones I've seen, but that's got to be up there in like top, I don't know, 7 or 5.
It's a good time, man. Yeah. He puts on a good show.
Yeah, that was so much fun. How about you, Eric? What the fandom with you?
All right, for me, I got to bring out my favorite actor, Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah, I knew this was coming.
Yeah, I just saw Pig, and it just reinvigorated that spark for just my love of his work and his acting. And man, I mean, in this one particularly, he's very. I just you got to go see it. I don't want to spoil anything. But it starts off, he's a truffle, there's our he basically sells, truffles to like wholesale to like a local artisan guy who, distributes to different restaurants throughout Portland, and then, goes from there. But basically he has a pig, and, this truffle pig, and the pig gets stolen, and he's on a vengeful hunt to find out where his pig is and get it back, just like John Wick and the dog. But this one is definitely not as action packed as that. It's just like, it's very meditative, and it's a little slow at times, a little slow burn, but it's so satisfying, and you really feel like fulfilled by the end of the movie. You're like, God damn, like that was a nice, like satisfying movie. So 5 stars. And also just go watch all of his other movies. They're fucking amazing.
There's so like what the fandom is every Nicolas
Cage. Just go watch all of his movies. There's like drinking games out there. Like people are like, I've seen a list of like things that, you drink to. Like drink to every time he has crazy hair, every time he just screams, drink. And you'll be pretty drunk after about 10 minutes.
Eric, can I sub what the fandom off of you a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, like a freestyle fandom here.
Let's go.
Yeah. So I'm going to add on to that and say so Nicolas Cage has been making movies that I want to see at a pace that's hard for me to keep up with because I'm like 3 behind on his new movies. But I told Khalid to watch Jiu-Jitsu and he doesn't believe me that's a real movie.
But still don't.
I saw the trailer.
It's a bad. No, it's barely bad. It's actually not very good. But it's a very worth it movie to watch if you're a fan of Nicolas Cage.
Oh fuck yeah! I mean, I know I'm gonna watch it eventually.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, he's like he does jujitsu and he fights an alien predator kind of thing, and he's not even
living out his dream, man.
Yeah,
like
he's doing
what other
so much
actor
fun.
can you say does that? Like he's just doing the most fun roles. Like
I really wish that movie was real so I could check it out. That sounds awesome.
Have you seen Joe? Have you seen Mandy?
No, that's like what I mean. I'm like several behind. Like Mandy, I think what is it? Wally's Wonderland. It just came out recently too.
I really watched that one as well.
I really want to see that one. And Color Space is on my list. So like all of those new ones that are supposed to be really good. Like I want to watch, and I haven't sat down and watched them yet.
I would say his character from this and Mandy are kind of blended in a bit for me because it's similar. Like he's avenging he's like a lumberjack guy in the woods, and like that's just. It seems like he's. The older he gets, the more of like a wizard he is. He's just like this old man in the woods that keeps to himself. I just fucking love that. One day, mark my words, I will direct a film starring Nicolas Cage, or at least have him as a side character.
Okay,
that's the dream. That's
heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
I mean, he can get into tax trouble at any moment, and then he's yours for the taking.
All right.
Nice.
I like it. All right.
Do we know what we're doing for the next movie?
Nope, no idea.
All right, guys.
We'll figure it out.
Real big question mark on that one, guys. But keep an eye on the socials. We'll tantalize you there when we figure out what we're going to discuss.
Oh, can I throw out an option?
Yes.
Okay, I really love Slither, and I would love to do that one, but you don't have to do that next. Okay. Maybe down the road.
So you're pitching potential episodes.
It's on the list. We'll put it on the list.
James Gunn's, right?
Yeah.
Slither?
Yes.
It's a great movie.
I'd do that. Yeah. Okay, so potentially Slither, probably not next.
But down the road.
But down the road. Just keep listening until the Slither one comes up. But yeah, guys, it was really great talking with you, Eric. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks.
It's a pleasure as usual.
Thank you, Nikki, for joining us in spirit. And yeah, guys, thank you all for listening to this. And until next time, creep it easy.